Hello and welcome back everyone. Bit of a detour in this video. I finally did it. I joined the Airfix club and I also a mystery box and a few other odds and ends. So I'm going to talk about my perspective being international on the Airfix club and the mystery box, which straight up is very, very good. If I was in the UK, it would be a no-brainer. There's two parts to it. One is I was hesitant, just obviously because of the shipping and being far away. And some of the other clubs, or I'm not sure if club's the right word, I suppose you join these memberships and sometimes you end up wondering, well, what did I really get for that? In this case, straight up is very cool. I ordered, I think just over a week ago. Within under a week, it couriered here. I think it was another day or two because I was at work, so I had to do some rearranging and adjustments on the actual shipping. But from UK Kent, I think, to Sydney, it was 3 or 4 days. So straight up, that side of it was no trouble at all. I originally went on the website to have a look at the 1/24 Mark 8 Spitfire. Couldn't help myself. So I joined the rest of the world just to get the 10% discount, if I'm really honest. From there, I started exploring more and it got out of hand a little bit. Although having said that, I'm super, super happy with what I did get. The way it works is for the rest of the world, you can join up and you get the digital access, but that's rather limited. Then the next problem was to get the rest of world club box. From the UK, it was £50 for shipping. So then I was in this sort of downward spiral of, well, if I'm going to do that, I may as well make the shipping worthwhile. Then it compounded into, oh, hang on, I'm not far away from the free shipping. So I did end up buying a bit of stuff. My very short summary is obviously if you're doing it for one-off items, the shipping is expensive. If you're doing it every few months, it cost me $20 to go into the city anyway. So in Australian dollars, I don't know what, I haven't really looked at exchange rates. I think it was £50 flat rate courier from UK. So what's that, $80, $90 these days? Kind of losing track on the FX side of things. The one thing I was really kind of interested in, well, was the passport, because as strange as it sounds, for years I've been keeping the little coupons off the boxes, never quite sure what to do with it. So at some point, I suppose I'll sort that out. I'm not sure how the shipping and everything works on that, so don't quote me. The membership, you do get 10% off the website, which is pretty good straight up. I did get the club box, and of course you get really nice perks. I haven't even opened this yet, so that'll be another day. But these are limited edition for club members, so how can you really complain? And very different. It's not something you would normally see. And yeah, I get you can be cynical on some of these things, but I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I was about 11 or 12 again. It's really nice. As I say, from a membership point of view, well, I'm a member of some clubs and all sorts of stuff, and I just cancelled one recently because I was like, what's the point? Whereas I have to say, just I'll get rid of that for a second. I have to say, just from the point of view of feeling a little bit special, yeah, it's very, very nice. And this was the other one that I was interested in. I don't know how this is going to work out with the shipping side of it later on, and if I can combine it with other things once I send this off. But I'd heard about this for years. I've kept my tokens. I've got a bunch of them. So that was nice in itself. The other thing I'd say is the magazines and everything for members, very nice. I've been reading through what you would say the digital access side of it here and there. I cannot complain at all. So as a club goes, there is actually some benefits. The other thing I'd say I was surprised to see is even discounts with external vendors. So I think it was, I can't remember the socks people, nice, what would you say, themed socks, I think discounts there, and I think Aviate watches. And that might not sound much to some of you, but you have to understand some of these memberships I've joined over the years. I think, wow, what am I even doing? What did I get? So in that sense, even the nice little box, what did I get? Little mini poster. Like I said, this made me feel like I was about 10 or 12 again. Even got the stickers, which, yeah, I'm not going to lie, it still brings a grin to my face. Remove before assembly tag. And a FX club badge. So after 50 odd years, I finally got it. I'm about as excited as this when I was like 7 or something and I got my Mickey Mouse Club membership. This is great. But practically, like I say, it gives you the discounts on the website. There are legit, what I'd say, benefits for members for once. So straight up, with the caveat that I'm a little unsure how the passports is going to work from overseas, especially on the shipping side. Yeah, very happy. I ended up, and I'll use Australian dollars because otherwise it's going to get complicated, but you can do the adjustments yourself, and the website is easy to find the details. Oh, as a by the way, this one's coming up next. Probably going to do the metallic on this after I finish this video. P51D by Tamiya. So, where are we? What was I going to say? Yeah, straight up, yeah, I'm highly recommending the club, even for international people, because that was what was making me a little bit hesitant. On top of that, because I was already paying the £50 shipping, I couldn't help myself and I got one of the mystery boxes. So this has really turned into Christmas in July. I think the nice thing about the mystery boxes is exactly that. You don't know what's going to be there. I did place a couple of other orders. As I say, I sort of went into that rabbit hole of, well, if I'm paying £50 shipping, I may as well make it worthwhile. And then suddenly I'm like near the free shipping limit. So it's like, oh, why don't I get this and this? The £100, yeah, I think this has worked out at about, say 180 in Australian. And then when I did price what I got in the mystery box, it come in at about, I think, close to 400 actually. And not just the savings you get, but the actual, you get this mix of things that you don't know what you're going to get. So straight off, I got the 172nd English electric Lightning, which is really cool. I did the 148 a few years back, so that's somewhere around, but again, something different. I'll try and figure out YouTube side of it and put my pricing up. Again, I'll stick to Australian dollars, but you can do your adjustments if you're in US, Canada, wherever, Antarctica. The next one that was in there, 148 Mark 1A Spitfire. In Australia, these are roughly $50 or $60 each. If you can find them, that's another issue I'll probably come to. De Havilland Tiger Moth. So, yeah, already there's huge grin on my face. I'm super excited at this point. Like I said, it's like very much like Christmas. De Havilland Vampire. So really, how can I complain? This is really, really cool. Actually, if anyone from Airfix is listening, yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you again. I will definitely be putting in some more orders all the way from Australia. Obviously, I need to save up my pocket money because I think I spent $460 the other week on it. But then again, there's enough kits here to keep me happy for a long, long time. Even things like the selection that I got, I can't complain at all. I'm just reaching for another one because, believe it or not, it still keeps going. Swordfish. Yeah, if you could see the grin on my ugly face, I'm just really thrilled. Haven't been this excited in a long time. These are really nice kits, and yeah, they're just the money's worth. I can't complain about the economics of it, and I can't complain about even the choices they gave me. And that brings up, well, I'll come to another thing on the choices towards the end of this, but yeah, this is really amazing. I know I spent the money, fair enough, but yeah, this could have been very different, I suppose. Like I keep harping on about that I've joined clubs and I pay memberships for this and that, and I sit there thinking, well, what was the point of that? Believe it or not, there's actually one more which had me totally stunned. I can't even, I can barely fit it into the camera view. 148 North American F86F. This is, I think this retails about 90 bucks or something here in Australia alone. So just on the dollars and cents side, I'm way ahead. Like I say, I cannot complain, and thank you, Airfix. So all up, I ended up getting 6 really nice kits just in the mystery box. So I will be doing that again. And look, I get it. Next time it could be something completely different in, I don't know, could be all German or something. I have no idea. But I actually like that because I tend to be quite a boring sort of person. I'd hate to think how many Spitfires and P-51s and so on, P-47s I've done over the years. I'll tend to gravitate towards the same things, even if I'm trying not to. So the mystery boxes, I think, is a great way to shake it up a bit. There's a couple there that I don't know if I would have gone out of my way to buy, but I'm really excited that I have got them now. As part of my rounding up, bought myself some proper Airfix stands. Oops. As I say, I was sort of getting to that line, and I may as well get the free shipping. Little Provost, so that was really nice. And the one that I've been sort of looking, and I've seen this for a while around. Again, I can barely fit it into the camera view. The Gloster Meteor. That just looks really cool. So these were ones that I bought myself, just making it clear. They were not part of the mystery box. But what did have me curious, I suppose, is because essentially the ones that I had paid for myself were 1950s, 60s British. What had me, and maybe it's just my imagination, I couldn't help thinking that they had tailored my mystery box a bit towards what I had already ordered. And if so, again, on disclaimer, I have no idea what happens behind the scenes. It could have just been blind luck. But at least the kid in me wants to believe that the magic fairies in the Airfix warehouse were out there going, wow, this guy's got 1950s, 60s planes on his order. Let's see what we can do. Again, don't hold me to that. I have no idea. But the other part of my order was I fell for the Buccaneers. So this is going to be trouble fitting this in, but I got the double Buccaneer pack. Yeah, you'll have to make do. You can easily, I'm sure you've all seen these floating around. These around to show you. But yeah, I can't remember what I paid for these, close to £100, but in Australia they retail for about 140, 160 a box. So from my point of view, I have absolutely zero to complain about. Really good, like I said, fast shipping, and I think I paid, say my 460 or whatever it was that I paid. And at the end of this, I think the easiest way is I'll just put up a slide with the pricing. Yeah, so I paid 460, and I think roughly, if I was buying in Australia, maybe $600 or $700. I did do the eBay pricing. So based on eBay, which tends to be, at least seems to be, to me, the cheapest, say, retail price. Although I have to say I don't often buy much from eBay. Yeah, I saved $300 or $400, which actually brings up almost one of my last little points, and that's on the retail side of the hobby. I can't help wondering if it's not really, I can see that when I can buy straight from Airfix itself, there's probably some issues with the supply chain. And I get the support your local hobby shop. The issue I've got with that, and I should say I mostly do, or where I can I do and I like to. The problem is there's actually not many hobby shops even in Sydney. I could, the whole of Sydney I could probably put on definitely both hands, and realistically the decent ones probably half a dozen, if that, 2 or 3 that are worth going to. And it's been like that for years. It's not like when I was a kid in the 70s and every main street or high street had a toy shop and the model section. The other thing I was thinking about that is the problem almost in the internet age is you say in the 90s even, you could go into a shop and you'd be happy with what you saw. Whereas now you tend to look and browse around going, wow, there's this and this and this, and why don't they have that? So actually not many retailers would be able to even have the range that the average person wants. So I think that's just the reality of where things are at. As I say, in general, like there's a local guy near me, well, 20 minutes drive away actually, who I do try and support because he has all my Mr. Colour and so on. So I would hate to see his shop close. That's not helping him or me. Being purely selfish, it's handy for me to be able to go, oh, I'm out of this colour or I need this, and drive over on a Saturday morning. But as I say, that's just where things are at. For me, definitely maybe Christmas time, I'll be putting in a big Christmas order, I've got to say. In summary though, if you're on the fence and you're overseas, international, thinking about it, yeah, I'd recommend it. I can't fault it at all so far. Mystery box, fantastic. The club has pretty good perks. I think it all up, it's like say $50 Australian maybe for everything. So no complaints from me whatsoever. I was an Airfix fanboy to start with, now borderline fanatic this week. It's great. So once again, thank you to Airfix. And I better actually make something very clear. All of this was paid for by my own money. Never ever spoken to anyone at Airfix. If I thought it was crap, I'd say it was crap. And I wouldn't recommend it. I don't need to do this for the money or anything, so I'm not beholden to anyone at all. I do this for my own pleasure. I've got a good day job. I couldn't care less about pleasing people. If I think it's crap, I'd tell you. In this case, yeah, it seems a pretty good deal. Yeah, I can't not say it. I'm at that point, I'm not sure what else I can say. Very good deal. I'm very happy with it. I am a little concerned about the way the future's heading for retailers, but I think that's across the board. It's becoming tough for all of them. And as much as I wish we could go back to the 80s and so on, it's just the way it is now. It's almost like accepting it. Even in Australia, the only survivors are the big well-known ones, like in the retail space. In Melbourne, I know, I may as well say the names, like Metro's one in Melbourne, Hobbyco in Sydney. They're the ones I know. But as times have changed, there's Frontline in Newcastle as well. They're probably the big established ones, but there's also online only such as B&A, and I imagine they take a fair bit of business. This isn't complaints or anything, it's just more a commentary on where I see that retail space. It is just what it is. All the smaller ones, most have gone, they've gone years ago. So that side of it is what it is. This has turned out a bit long-winded. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, but that's just my thoughts on things. Again, subscribe, comment. Always happy to hear from everyone. It's a nice thing to see what people have to say. And interestingly, as I've been making videos the last few months, I've learnt a lot just from everyone's comments. It's been surprising to me how ignorant I was on some topics. So as always, stay safe, have fun with your modeling, and I'll see you in the next one, which is going to be this P51D. Thank you again.